I don't want people in my circle that are stagnant. I want people to grow. Season of my life is a yes life and a soft life. That's where I am.
Hey, InnerPreneurs. Welcome back to InnerPreneur The Pod, where we talk about the inner journey behind the outer success. My name is Tanya Camille, and today's conversation is a powerful one because it sits at the intersection of justice, leadership, community, and purpose. Our guest today is Alicia Jones, an executive director, community leader, and builder of people-centered change. Her work reflects a commitment to justice, equity, and the kind of transformation that does not just talk about community. It actually works to restore, strengthen, and rebuild it. Is that you, Alicia? Is that Alicia Jones?
Let me tell you, you make me sound fantastic. I would date that woman. She is amazing. But yes, that is so amazing. That is so amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad that's you.
Yes.
Welcome to InnerPreneur. I'm grateful to have you
Thank
here.
you for having me.
I always start out with my patented question. It's probably corny, but when is your birthday?
August 13th.
August 13th, unfortunately. I mean, a Leo.
Oh,
a Leo.
Look, if the lion come out, this is going to be a different podcast.
Let her come out. Let her come out. Let that lioness fly. Let's go. I feel you, boo. August 13th. Okay, very cool. I love that. And
wait, you're not going to tell me when yours is?
Oh,
that was just a one-way question?
Oh, you didn't ask.
When is yours, baby?
Mine's is November the 9th. I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, okay. If the stinger come out, then I'm in trouble. Okay.
Oh, no.
Got it.
Never that. So here we go, everyone. I'm here with Alicia again. And my first question is a very simple one. Mm-hmm. Before we get into your work, I just want to know, who is Alicia in this season of her life?
Oh, this is a great question. Let me tell you, because I've been preparing for it for 51 years. Okay. So let me tell you, a few years. So I have been, the thing that I like to say is that I am definitely my mother's child.
Okay.
I am my grandmother's granddaughter. Like, I was raised by very strong Black women.
Okay.
And what I realized in this season of my life is I want to be soft.
You want the soft life?
I want the soft life.
Gotcha.
I want to be taken care of. I want to be pampered. I want to show up, and I just want things to be done. I'm tired of producing. I'm tired of making everything happen. I'm tired of being resilient. So it's like, if somebody punched me, I'm going to fall down and lay there for about a week. So I'm not popping back up. So in this season of my life, one of the things that I said when I was 49, 50 will be different than 49.
Okay.
I started working out. I started, really taking care of myself health-wise, got my blood pressure down, figured out where I want to live, what I want to do, got the job that I want. I was like, yeah, it's going to be different because I'm only saying yes to things that I really, really enjoy.
I love
so
that.
This season of my life is a yes life and a soft life. That's where I am.
I love that. I'm going to work on my soft life. That's what I've been working on. Because we talked about the Trisha Hershey bill.
Yes.
Right.
Rest is resistance. And Black women deserve what?
Rest. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And what we don't realize is that in the rest and the restoration makes us way more productive.
But here's what she says in the book.
But
production is not the goal.
What is
not the goal? Rest. Just rest. Just replenish. So you don't need to replenish so you can go back and get kicked in the gut again. You don't need to replenish so you can go and wear yourself out again. You replenish so you can be your whole self. That's it. That's all the work. If you choose to take that energy and produce with it, that's okay. But we're going to let that slave mentality go. We don't have to produce we don't have to produce anything.
Did you say?
I don't know.
I just wanted to be clear. Did you say shit? Okay.
Okay. Can I curse on this? Oh, no. So I'm gonna try and be family friendly.
I mean, just be a lady. I mean,
yes,
and sometimes the shit comes out.
Yes.
What do you do?
The shit comes out every day.
There it is. There it is. What feels most important to you right now? Not just professionally, but personally and spiritually.
Personally, what feels really important to me now, what I'm focused on, is really just living my best life. Every day, I want to do things that I enjoy, without exception. So I don't hang out with people that don't bring me good energy. So that's why I'm here. I'm here because your energy feeds me.
Thank you so much.
Like, if I hang out with people that take my energy, you won't see me again. You could text me all day long. Your number is blocked. Like, I am done. And I don't even wait. I'm not even going to wait for you to realize that you've been blocked. Like, I'm done. So I no longer, there are 8 billion people in the world. I no longer have to wait for people to tell me that, oh, you're not my cup of tea. Oh, baby, I done decided you wasn't my cup of tea 2 weeks ago. You've been blocked since the moment I met you.
I receive
so like
it.
really focusing on things that I enjoy, and living my best life, because it is splendid to be in soft life and living your best life. And that's what 51 is all about.
I got it. And so many of us don't. Mm-hmm. So many of us are hustle and bustle every day, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I tell. Can I interject?
Yes. Yes.
So you've met my partner. I talk to him all the time, because one of the things with black men is black men feel the need to produce all the time. They don't know how to sit still and just rest. And if they see you doing something, they want to go and do something because they feel uncomfortable just sitting, because they've been really conditioned to produce all the time. So I'm like, production is not your currency, and it's not ours either. Like, we can just
be.
I can have a drink at lunch and be okay. I can say, you know what, I'm gonna take an hour and a half and just enjoy some good conversation and company. I can do that, because that's what life should be about. Life should not be about producing. I produce at my job because I enjoy what I do, but if I didn't, I would not be there.
You would be doing something that you enjoy.
Yep.
I got that.
Every day.
What has this season been teaching you about leadership and alignment?
So my position in restorative justice, I have been trying to be more restorative in my leadership, which is a challenge, because sometimes, like, I've raised 3 children and my children are amazing. I love them to death. But sometimes you just want to say, because I said so.
Right.
You feel me, right? Right. That's not restorative. So I can't say because I said so. So I'm working on this leadership journey that is having grace for people and leading them with grace. And it's a balance, because don't take my kindness for weakness, but also if you a little late, I'm okay with that, because I also want the grace to be a little late. But it's a tightrope, because sometimes if you're too nice,
right,
and sometimes
right,
yeah, sometimes it's like a catch. Like, I don't want to be between a rock and a hard place in my leadership. So my journey is, how can I be softer in my work and in my leadership? And the thing that I've settled on right at this moment is I'm working on is my vulnerability. Saying to someone, I don't know. Like, I don't know about you, but I was raised that we never said that. That was not a thing. That was not a thing that I had the luxury of saying. Right. I better go find out before they come back from commercial break, right? like you better have. My mother used to prep me before, and I did the same with my kids. My mother used to prep me before I would take a class at school, so that I would be the person that had all the answers. So I did, in the summer, I was doing work that we would be doing the next fall.
Wow.
And my kids did the same thing. So, and my goal was, I never want you to be the person that doesn't have the answer. And now I'm learning, what does it look like to say, I don't know? We can figure it out. We can learn that. I need more skills in. I need help with. That one be, sometimes it choked me up a little bit. That's not what I'm used to saying at all. Asking for help, like, that's not a thing that I grew up doing, and it's not a thing that I had previously. So the things that I'm learning in my leadership is, how can I be more vulnerable? How can I focus on having grace, not just for others, but for myself? And also really being able to sit in the places of discomfort. I don't know everything. Now, that's okay. But for a long time for me, it was not.
And that's just because of your upbringing.
And my socialization. Yeah, like the way that we are socialized as Black women is, you're always 10 times more prepared than... And I assume you identify as a Black woman. I identify as a Black woman, but I like to make sure that I'm clear.
Yeah, let me take a moment.
Yeah.
Now that you say it, I do identify as a Black woman. And I got confused for a minute.
Appreciate you.
Sure.
Yeah.
You looking at me? I'm thinking, well, shit.
I was on a call with this woman the other day, and I said, we're on a Zoom. I can see you. And I said, I identify as a Black woman. And I said, I don't want to assume, but might I ask? And she said, actually, And then went on to explain her heritage to me. That it is, she does not identify as, and I'm like, okay, I need to. It's not always a given. So some people identify.
What did she identify?
She identified as indigenous.
Because she's mixed.
Because she's indigenous and she's dark indigenous. She's a darkened indigenous person.
Got it.
So when I saw her, natural hair, I saw her and I was like, oh, you look black to me.
Right.
And you definitely look like a woman to me.
Right.
So I'm going to say that. So, I'm careful with the word, like with asking.
It's interesting.
Because I still want people to have what they, however you want to be addressed is how I will address you. It's not up to me or society to tell you who you are.
I received that. This is the thing. And I have a question, and maybe this is because I'll be showing my age, but I just got to keep it real. I don't understand her. I don't understand how that came into play.
Yeah.
If you identify as they, then so how can you help me?
Yes. I sure can. Okay. I do not identify as they, but I do know I have very close people to me that do. I've had this conversation in depth. I don't know how old you are, but I will say at 51, I was not ready to learn a new pronoun.
Me
and
either.
I was like, what does this mean? And so I have a child that identifies as they.
Got it.
And the first thing they said to me was, have you never heard the word before? You've used they before, right? Like, it's not new.
Okay.
I'm not giving you new vocabulary. Like, if I said I identify as Z or Zay, I can see it. But you've used they. Right. And I was like, yeah, I have. So the next thing was, it's white supremacist culture to think that we only have this or that. There is a spectrum of everything. Just like there's a spectrum of black people. There are some people that pass for white, and there are some people that are as dark as my sneakers. Are they all black? Yep. But if someone said to you, you know what? I identify as mulatto or identify as colored, and this was in the past, you would take that because that's what they want to be said as known as.
Right.
So they just means that they're on that spectrum, somewhere in the spectrum between you are identifiably a female and you are identifiably a male. You're in the middle. So instead of, there are some people, that I know when they were young, they wish they could have gone with a different pronoun other than she, her, or he, him. That they were somewhere in the middle. So think about the child that you grew up with that might have climbed trees and never wanted to wear a dress. It might have been real uncomfortable for them to have to be in a she, her. But I don't know. I don't know them like that. But I'm saying the more options we give people, the more we see of their authentic selves. So
that's fair.
So there's no reason that, for me, there's no reason I have to define you only as this. You don't only have to be a she, her. If you feel in your heart that you're somewhere in the middle, that days, of course your genitals aren't going to change, but that's not what this is about.
Right.
This is about the way that we address you. And if you don't feel like a she, her, and you don't feel like a he, him, who am I to come up with, oh, you Beth B? That ain't none of my business. So I'm going to address you just like if tomorrow you said, you know what, I'm going to change my name to Donna. I'm going to call you Donna for the rest of your natural days until you tell me something different. Not my job to tell you who you want to be. So that's what the they, them is, in my understanding. And I would definitely advise you to have more conversations with people that identify as they, them, to tell you about their choices. But for my perspective, not being a they, them and speaking directly about the choice to address it, we use pronouns at every meeting that I'm in. We share our pronouns because it's uncomfortable if somebody is a they, them, and we don't all say pronouns when we go around. So we want to make it inclusive. So we do that as well. But for me, it's about addressing you the way you see you. Because so many of us can only be and have only grown up in a way that we address ourselves as the way society sees us. Right? We only see ourselves as a reflection of what society sees. Mm-hmm. And isn't it powerful to be able to say, I rebuke that. I want to see myself the way I feel. I want to see myself in the way that I'm embodied. I want to feel like in alignment. And I'm going to do what it takes for me to do that.
And so that's about bringing that individual, that soul, closer to who they truly are, their authenticity. And
sharing it with you.
And not being judged for it.
Yep. So think about it as a way of someone bringing you closer to them, right? Wow, I feel really I feel really loved. I feel open that you would share that with me. And I don't make that big a deal out of it, but I do. I love when people share with me their insides, their stories, because that's how we get to each other's humanity, which is about the work I do. It's about seeing people as humans first, instead of all the facade things that we want to see.
I receive it 100%. When you hear the phrase inner journey behind outer success, what does that mean to you?
So it is the opposite of performative leadership. That's what it is. And I see so much of that. It's really when we take the time to get ourselves right so that we can really step into a position of power over other people. There is nothing worse than having a leader that ain't done their own daggone work trying to lead somebody. Like, you still over here. Why, how you gonna take me over there? You can't take me over there if you ain't never been over there. So it's really about doing your own work. So one of the things that I'm always asking people when they're in my circle, what's the last book you read that really sparked your interest?
Got
and
it.
I don't care what the book is. I just want to know that you're looking for new ideas and new conversations. I don't want people in my circle that are stagnant. I want people to grow. So if you can't tell me the last book you read, the last podcast you listened to, if you didn't tell me you started a podcast, and if you're not writing something, if you're not putting things out, what kind of leader can you actually expect to be? So you have to be working on you to be able to work on others.
When you talk about working on you, what does that look like for you?
For me, okay, so let me tell you, if I want something and I'm like, oh, this is a gap I have, I will find how to fill that gap. So I'll give you an example. So one of the things that I wanted to do over the holiday was every year I write accomplishments, and then I set my goals for the year. I take 2 weeks off. My whole office is closed for 2 weeks, and we take time to kind of reflect. So in that journey, I said, you know what? I really want a focused planner, something that can take me through, some time between Christmas and New Year's to set me up for success. So I created one that was about Kwanzaa, and each day gave me a different thing to reflect on.
Right.
And I went through it so like that for me is kind of like the way I do my inner work. I'm like, I want to reflect. I want to always be a better person than I was yesterday. I don't care if it's 1 smidgen, 1 millimeter, 1 millisecond. I want to be a little bit better doing something today than I was yesterday. So how do we continue to have that growth? What is it that we need to do to be introspective and to take that time? Sometimes I don't have the time to take the time, as I'm sure,
Yes.
yeah, you sitting here with me, I'm sure you don't either. But saying on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to reflect on my week. And I'm going to talk about my high and my low. What was the thing that gave me challenge? What is the thing I still need to work on? What tools do I need to get there? And I do that on a regular basis. So really making sure that I am in integrity with the things that I say I want. Because, one thing my partner says all the time is, what's important to you by looking at your your calendar and your checkbook. So if your bank account says that you are doing this, this, and this, that's what's important to you. So if you're not investing in yourself, if you're not buying books, if you're not going to shows or lectures or programs, if you're not doing the things that you think you need to do to be better.
Can you buy food when you look at your...
You can buy food, but I will tell you, if all you're buying is fast food from Chick-fil-A, that doesn't speak well to you being on a diet and working out and trying to get your blood pressure down, right? Right.
Right.
It's just got to be in integrity. So yeah, you can buy food, but make sure that you're doing the things in the way that is going to make you in integrity with the person. And not everybody needs to grow. Let me also say that. I think growth is important for me, but I'm not saying that if you decide that you want to eat Chick-fil-A every day, that's not my business.
So you're saying you don't feel that everybody needs to grow?
Just everybody in my circle. You can't be in my circle if you don't grow.
Okay.
But you can be in the world and not grow. Yeah.
But you can be in the world and not grow, but you should be growing.
So I'm challenged because I think that people should grow. I do believe that. But I also think that it's unfair of me to say that because I sit in a very privileged place. So I don't want to look at someone and be like, well, you ain't growing right now. That person might be tired from working 5 jobs. Like, it's not for me to say, you know, and that's a reality for people, right? Like, they're too tired to do anything more, or they're too beaten down, or they're too overwhelmed, or they got 6 kids. Like, you might not be able to work or do anything else on you. You might not even be able to sit in a yoga pose for 30 seconds because somebody got to go to the bathroom. And I get that. So I'm saying if there is time and space for you to grow, take that time and space to grow. Don't get on Instagram and doom scroll. Don't do that. If you have time to do that, then you have time to grow. That's what I'm saying.
So, and I received that. The thought is, let's use your example, 6 kids, 5 jobs. I actually think that person should be wanting to grow more than the person who has 1 job, because they need the time to they should be reflecting on, how do I be more efficient in my life? How do I clear up my decisions? How do I because we're not born to live that rat race. We're born to connect, right? Mm-hmm. We're born to be working on priority, being an evolved soul, being the best version of ourselves, understanding who we are and why we're here, and then being efficient about how we get to it, right?
Yes, I agree.
So I guess my only thought is that I absolutely think everybody is I think their privilege should be is to grow. That is what, because I know, I don't believe that when I transition to go home to be with the Father, that He's going to be talking to me about how much money I had. Mm-hmm. He's going to be talking to me about, did you use the gifts that I gave you? Did you do the things that I needed you to do? I want Him to say, well done. Did you serve the people I asked you to serve? Did you work on A, B, and C? He won't ask me how much money I had in my bank account, or how much, all the miscellaneous, extraneous things that we think are important.
So I agree with you. I don't think that when we transition, that's going to be anyone's, like, no one's going to think about that. So to address what you're saying, I'll say that I think a lot about my mother and my grandmother.
Okay.
My mother raised 3 kids mm-hmm. by herself. Mm-hmm. She sent them all to college. She kept them in clothes. We had a car. Mm-hmm. We had a house. A lot of my friends, like, I didn't even know that people lived in 2 families until I was late in high school.
Got it.
I met a woman and I was like, all these people live in your house? Do you know them? And she was like, no. I was like, then why do you let them in every day? She was like, oh, well, I only live on the 2nd floor. I was like, oh, that's the thing. Didn't know that. So it didn't occur to me that people didn't have a door that they walked into that was their house.
Got it.
My mother worked very hard for that.
Got it.
And now if I was in a conversation with her today, my mother has passed, but if I was in a conversation with her today, would I say to her, you need to continue to grow, right? Like, I feel like she did enough to do what she needed to do. Now, if she did grow, she got an associate's while she was doing all the stuff.
So she was growing somehow.
She was.
Right?
But, like, I don't know that I would put it on her. If it wasn't already in her, I don't know that I would have asked her to do that. Because I do feel like there are some people that have done so much in whatever they have done that they can just rest. My grandmother was like that. Like, my grandmother, I'm like, you can just rest. You ain't got to do no more. So because at this point,
it's in the works. Mm-hmm. So, but
when you're producing and you've done so much, you deserve rest. And it's okay for you to just take your time and rest. Now, there are people that are producers. Like, I'm a builder. Like, I don't know how to not build. I struggle with that all the time. Well, okay. So we're always talking about how I'm in the building phase of my life. So I build all the time. I build relationships. I build businesses. I build a bunch of things. So I have to be focused on taking rest. But there are some people that have always been, like, on the hustle. I've met people that have been working since they were 15, 12, 11 years old. I ain't telling that person they need to grow.
But here it is. They're so tired at the end. Mm-hmm. Like, they're so just tired. I don't know. I mean, it's and I don't believe that that's the life we're meant to live. Like, I don't care what your position is. Everything's a choice, right? And God allows that choice. That's the greatest gift He gave any of us. So, and I get what you're saying. Well, I don't know if I could ask my mother to grow. I don't even know it's about whether it's asking her to grow. It's asking her to really give herself grace.
Yeah, and I want her to live her best life. That's what I want. Whatever your best life looks like, I wish for you that you can have it.
Okay.
So I wish for you, if
At any
softness is your
cost?
moment, be soft.
At any cost.
No, not at any cost.
Because
I do believe that we owe it to humanity to be kind to one another. So no, not at any cost. If what you want to do is hunt humans, like some of these movies that we're seeing now, where they want to go out on an island and hunt somebody, I was like, what is this mess? I said, we're already about to have that, and people now want to make a movie about it, like a playbook.
Right.
I was like, no, thank you. So no, I don't think at any cost, but I think my rule is, if it is not harming anyone and it is not harming yourself,
Okay.
feel free to have it. And when I mean harm, I mean actual harm, not you just don't like it. And like, when your kid's a little and you're like, try that. And they're like, it tastes nasty. I'm like, you didn't even try it. Not that kind of harm. Like you gonna make me eat this? It's
Right.
like, it's not gonna kill you. Eat it.
Right.
But the kind of harm that actually will stick with you and
Okay.
change who you are.
Got you. I'm going to think on that. I'm going to contemplate on that. It's for me. I really, because I'm really big on, and especially as I'm getting older. I think that's why I picked up that Trisha Hershey book.
Yes.
I'm very big on people having the space to just be.
Yep.
Just be. Like, yeah, just be.
Yeah. And so what I believe is this. My belief about other people is that I do a lot, as I know you do, right? So if people want to grow, I will be right there with you. Like, oh, here's a book, here's a podcast, here's an article. Like, I have a bunch of resources. I will certainly share. But I'm not going to impose that on you if that's not where you are in your moment right now. There are some people that are grieving. There are some people that are like, not everybody is in a moment where they can grow. So like when you get to that moment, oh, I'm there for you, sis. Like I am all day. I'm like, oh, you want to grow now? Let's go. But you have to be at that place, because I can't want more for you than you want for yourself.
I get
so I've learned that is part of my struggle in leadership and in how I move through the world, is that I see potential in people, and then I want to get them to their potential.
Yeah, I received that.
Yeah, but that's not my role. My role is not to get you to your potential.
No,
my role is to be a guidepost, so you know you're going in the right direction. I'm gonna hand you a couple things while you're going past me. Like I'm
not to enable them, but to help them.
But to help them. So I'm the person with the water when you're running a marathon. I'm gonna give you that cup of water because that's gonna help you go the next 10 miles.
10 miles,
right? So that's my job. My job is not to enable you. I'm not gonna sit at the water table and give you a cup of scotch, but I'm gonna sit at the table and give you some water, because it's gonna get you to the next 10 miles. So that's my role. When you're ready to run, I'm gonna be there for I need a break and some water. Here you go. This is what you need right now.
So let me ask you this.
And I'm loving this conversation, by the way. I am enjoying this. We could do this for days. I'm like, woo, people about to get some nuggets. Go ahead, girl.
So people, like, I follow and I agree with everything you said. And I have no desire to push people to do anything that they don't want to do. But I do have a desire for you to be, if I can say, or you can hear something I say that will make you open up a blind spot, be more self-aware, understand how important it is to, that self-awareness really is the key to you evolving to the life you truly deserve. Like your mom and your grandmother did everything by the book because that's the generation they were born into and that's the way they were supposed to do. But imagine if they could still do all those things and do it in an easier way. In a more simpler way, not easy, because nothing in life is ever going to really be easy, because everything is for us to learn. So imagine if they just had the moment to sit back and, because God sometimes says things to us to tell us how we can make life better. But if we don't stop to listen, we never get to hear. So we're just grinding.
I agree with that. I agree that you have to settle and you have to listen. And a lot of times, you know, there's a saying that if you don't take your Sundays, that God will give you a whole row of them. Have you ever heard that? It's like if you don't take the time to rest,
Got you.
God will make you.
He'll sit you down.
Yep. And might sit you down for longer than you thought.
Exactly.
So that's like we just run ourselves into the ground. But sometimes I think that rest, that respite, that time when you got a cold, you got something, like something's going on, you just, you really can't do it for a moment. That's the time when you're listening. What else is there to do? You can't watch Sally Jesse Raphael or Oprah anymore. They ain't on TV. So who you gonna watch? Just sit there.
Sally's not on her. You're right.
Nope.
Okay. And I saw her red glasses.
I know, right? That's a throwback, right?
All
Yeah.
right.
Some people won't know what that is.
Right, exactly. I get it. I do. I get what you're saying, and I just think you're absolutely right about a lot of things that you're saying. I live in this part of me has this la where I want everybody to have that awakening. That even in the sickness, if you're sitting there, right, if you've grinded so much and you haven't practiced really hearing, your mind could take over.
Mm-hmm.
So
It sure
then
can.
you still ain't hearing shit. You understand what I mean?
Yep.
And then he'll sit you long enough till you start to hone that skill so that you can hear.
All I can be is a model. That's it.
Okay,
It's
that's fair.
not for me to be your teacher, your professor, or your mother. So whatever is in you will come out, and whatever is for you will be. That's what I believe. So if we're grinding and we're doing some stuff, and somebody walks down the street and is like, "Oh my God, look at these two! I want to be like," then that's what we're doing.
Okay.
That's what I mean by the guideposts.
I got you.
We're there at the moment when they're ready to be opened, and we just got to keep doing it, because every time we do it. If you haven't seen it yet, every time you do it, there'll be a line of people like right behind you, whether you can see them or not, that say, "Oh, you're doing that? I can do that too."
Absolutely.
Or I could do a little something, or I could. So you know how many books the Trisha Hershey book? How many of those I've given out?
Quite a bit, I'm sure.
Yes. Now I'm on My Grandmother's Hands. That's the next book I'm giving out.
What's it called?
My Grandmother's Hands.
Okay, and what's that about?
It's about how all of us have trauma in our bodies that we refuse sometimes to really sit with and resolve. That there are things that we still do now that are a reflection or a reaction to something that happened to us when we were 4. Or like I was talking to somebody and they still clean their plate when they eat, because when they were little, their mother said, "You better clean your plate. There are starving kids in Africa." And I'm like, that's trauma, like that's not something you need to do anymore. Your mother's not here, like you're in a restaurant, she's not coming for you, but it's still in your head.
It's ingrained, right? It's subconscious. They don't really recognize they're doing that.
Yeah, so that's what it's about. It's about how do we heal those spaces of trauma in our body, and some of those spaces of trauma are from, for white people, some of those spaces of trauma are from, the Crusades or like their trauma. And some of them for Black people are from slavery or being traumatized through that, Jim Crow, all that stuff. So we still have all this trauma and we haven't worked on it. So now it's how do you become a more whole and healing person by healing yourself. That's what my work is now, is to share that with people.
Got it. I receive it. What in your life are you more protective of now than you were in the past?
My personal life, like my life, peace. Definitely peace.
Peace has come up quite a bit today for me.
Yes, because people will rob you of your peace in a heartbeat, and we let them. So for me, it's really about. That's what I said. If you got toxic energy, I won't even we don't even need to touch. We don't need to be at the same, because I'm afraid your toxicity may rub off.
Got you.
And I lead a very peaceful life. I sleep like a baby at night. I am well rested. I am well fed. So no, you can't come over here with your toxic mess and try and dump it over. I don't want to hear about how your man ain't doing. Nope, I don't want to hear it. I do not. I have room in my life for big ideas and big people that are doing them.
Got it.
That's it.
Amen.
So if you want to come over here and be talking some BS, not me, sis. We can't do it. So protect my peace, definitely.
Take us back a bit. What drew you into justice-centered and community-centered work? Justice-centered and community-centered work. How'd you get there?
So I've been Black my whole life. And really,
Yeah, we established that.
yes, we did.
Right,
And I've also been, I've been female my whole life.
Okay, got that part. Okay.
One of the things that I realized, so when I went to undergrad, I was an engineering major.
Okay.
And I grew up, I went to Hampton.
What kind of engineer?
So I went from electrical. Let's just keep it simple.
Sam.
Yeah.
He's an electrician, but go ahead.
Yeah, so electrical engineering. I always wanted to build and create things with my brain rather than with my hands. And that's what engineers do.
Got you.
So I get to Hampton, and as a young black woman from New Jersey, and I realize, there are many different kinds of black people. All black people are not from New Jersey. And a black girl from Plainfield or Newark or Camden or Trenton is a specific type of black girl.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. Just like a black girl from Baltimore is going to be different than a black girl from D.C.
Got you.
Right? Like, there are regional things that happen in those areas that you recognize.
I receive it.
Our culture is different, right? So I go there and I get an internship. And I was the only woman on the floor. I was the only black woman on the floor. And men can be gross. Men can be gross. So I was like, this doesn't make me feel safe or happy or like, I don't want to do any of this. And so I left. So I ended up getting a degree, longer story, but I ended up getting a degree in marketing.
Okay.
But I always wanted to do things around blackness and around black people, because I'm like, there are all these different backgrounds and actually different cultures of blackness, right? Different vibes, different shades, different music, different dances, different, all these things, clothing. Like, there's all of this different culture around blackness that I was not exposed to. Until, I finally went to Hampton, and Hampton even had an elite blackness. Like, it was like a different level of blackness than where I came from.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was something having a house and a car. People came with like vacation homes. Like, we got 3 houses. I was like, oh, well, that's not where I am. I'm on student loans and prayer. but being in blackness and being a woman, I wanted to make spaces where we actually could exist and be happy. Like, really thrive. So I started running a chamber. I started my own business. I started working
What chamber? Excuse me.
Plainfield Chamber of Commerce. So in my hometown.
Got you.
Started working with them and doing some stuff there. Started throwing events, doing a bunch of stuff, and then parlayed that into a gig with the city and did a bunch of things. And I really enjoyed supporting black people. I just really loved it. Now, I also I enjoy supporting brown people. So like, I love my people of color.
Gotcha.
So I'm doing all this work, and then I moved to Maryland. And while I was in Maryland, I worked at the Women's Business Center. Then I worked at Rockville Economic Development. So I did a lot of economic development work.
Montgomery County.
Yeah. The thing that pained me when I went to, so the Women's Business Center, I could help anybody. Anybody could call me and I could help them. So of course I had a propensity for the people that look like me. But then when I went to Ready, I could only help a very small number of people, and almost none of them were black. So I started having meetings and decided, all right, I need to do something around black people. So I just started having events. Just started having networking events and bringing people together. And from there, it just kept bubbling. And so then I founded the Maryland Black Chamber of Commerce. So did that and really had a platform to speak to black businesses.
The Maryland Chamber of Commerce?
The Maryland Black Chamber of Commerce.
Black. Got
Yes.
it. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
I don't do a lot of things that don't have black in the title.
I understand.
Or that aren't about blackness.
I receive it.
So that really started my journey. Like, how can I help black people be better at business? And that was an amazing journey. But it did not pay well. And then I wanted to go make some money. So that's, but like, it's always been a thing for me to really bring black people together and get them to work together in like collaboration, collectives, cooperatives, whatever.
Got you.
So I've done a bunch of work in that. Always been passionate about it, and specifically about black women.
Okay.
There's a lot of trauma in our community.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that we haven't dealt with. So if I can be a small guidepost along the path of us getting to black liberation, I'm there for it.
What have you learned, especially about justice? Like the disparity in justice.
Oh, justice doesn't exist.
Okay.
Justice is imaginary.
Okay.
Like, you know,
Justice doesn't exist.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't exist, especially in white supremacist culture. So we don't have justice. So, you know, when people go to court, do you know what the system is that they call that? The criminal justice system?
Okay.
Right. We call it the criminal legal system. So that system is not about justice. It's not about the work we do is really about justice, but most people don't do work the way we do it.
What's the distinctions?
The distinction is that justice should be about accountability, not punishment. So if somebody stole your car today, at the end of the day, what do you want?
I want my car back.
Right. So if somebody gets arrested and doesn't have your car and they go to jail, how does that help you? Because you still ain't got no car.
It doesn't help me.
Right.
But
So-
how does it help society if he gets away and starts to...
But what we did in the system was to get you your car the way it was before it was stolen. Like, let's say they trash it and we get you your car. Your car is now the car that you had beforehand. And the person tells you, what, I stole that car because I had to get to school, and if I was late one more time, they were going to suspend me. Or they tell you, I got in the car and I stole the car because I didn't know how else to, get to the store. I stole the car because all of my friends were stealing cars and I wouldn't be able to hang out with them if I didn't have a car that I stole. What if they told you that? Would you be nearly as mad? Now you got your car back. You still as mad? You still want them to go to jail?
In the same condition?
Car's in the same condition. Car's beautiful. Car's even better.
Do I still want them to go to jail? If they told me they stole it because they want to be a part of
Any of those things.
any of those things.
And if you do want them to go to jail, I'm going to let you off the hook. If you do want them to go
I don't
to jail.
need to be let off.
Okay.
No, I don't need that off. I really want to think it through. I think I'm a good discernment of people. Some people will bullshit you. And so if there's no real remorse, no true accountability, you're just saying the things that you say, the things so that you don't have to do the...
The time you can get away with it.
Right. Then no, I do need you to go to jail because you still don't get it.
So what is your hope for them if they go to jail?
My hope, I don't know what my hope is. So here it is. And I know where you're going.
Okay.
All right. But why does it have to even be jail? Why can't it be another form of, for lack of a better word, punishment? You have to consistently, sort of like they do in the service. They have boot camp. They get you trained to be a certain way to do certain things, right? So maybe you have to do something to have
Service.
some kind of service, something to make a difference, but also that grooms you, that gives you some kind of...
But that's accountability.
Right.
That's what that is. That's not punishment.
Okay.
Punishment really does not serve the purpose of rectifying the issue. So if we say to you, there's no positive in punishment. Like at the end of punishment, all you have is fear.
So what do you do in the case they kill somebody?
So I will tell you, I have struggled with that. And what I have come up with is our society is not ready to have restorative justice when there is a murder. That is a really difficult thing. In order to have restorative justice at that point, there has to be community. And we don't have enough community. So what I'm going to say is that in an area, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in D.C.
Okay. So in D.C., did you grow up like where you had to like come home before the streetlights came on and people looked out for you? And then if somebody across the street saw you do something, they would call you? Okay.
Sure.
So now if someone in that area, I'm not going to say murder because I don't want to put that out there, but I'll say, what if someone was raped in that community?
It's just as bad. Okay.
It is. But the person is still alive. So what if a person is raped in that community? That community is going to get together and there's going to be a problem. And there's going to be a lot and they're going to know your people's people, and they're going to be able to hold you accountable without killing you, without putting you in jail. There's an accountability to that. So what I'm saying is we can't conceive of that because we're so far gone on the punishment. All we got is we should lock them up. And I'm saying there are ways to keep people
productive in society based on, even though they made a mistake. So
yes, and there might be a need that they have that caused them to have that behavior. It might be counseling, it might be education, it might be medicine, it might be whatever it is. But that is not a behavior that we want in our society, so we have to correct that. But it doesn't always have to be we're going to lock you up 365 days for 23 and a half hours. That doesn't have to be the answer.
I get that. It's just so many variables, though. So many. So I was watching, I forget that show, but it's a show where they talk to the serial killer in jail. The FBI talks to him. And what they found out, the reason why he was even a serial killer and he killed women was because of something his mother did. It's a childhood trauma, right? And so because at that age you can't process. It's especially boys. No offense, Sam, but boys take longer to process than women as we evolve, right? And so, however he processed it, he feel like he had to kill a woman that looked a certain way, which was kind of aligned with his mother, right? And so he kills a lot of people, and then he gets caught. They figure out the psychology behind it all, but then he also now can help you find other serial killers because of the way his mind processes. So that's a lot, right? And you've killed a lot of people for some damage that you're not even responsible for, and you didn't know how to process it. So I don't know how the justice is in all of that, because he is doing something good if he's helping other people. But it's always what happened to you to make you do the things that you do. Yeah.
And we as a society, we don't give people time to process anything. So I talked to a woman maybe a month ago, and she had a death in her family. And her job gave her 2 days off. That was it. And it was her mother.
Okay.
I was like, what now? I took a whole year to process my mother's death. I remember calling clients saying, hello, this is Alicia. I'm going to be done for the next year. I can give you your, whatever it is you need, but I'm not going to be able to finish the project. Period. That's it. And when they said, why, my mother died and I can't even see straight. Can you imagine, we just have a society that just creates trauma. It just creates trauma. You haven't had time to grieve. So whatever happened to him as a young child, that's not an excuse. That's something that needs to be healed. He needs to work through that. And not everybody's going to be willing to work through it. I get that. But those that are vulnerable, those that want to talk to you and that want to open up and really tell you, this is what my need is, please help me. Who are we to turn a deaf ear and be like, nah, you got to be locked up? And that is not how our communities operated. That is not how Black people operated. I'm going to just be frank. It's not how Black people operated. We did not have the luxury of calling the police. You know this, right? We didn't have the luxury of calling the police. So you don't think that there were people that did bad things in Black communities before this? It just started?
No, absolutely not.
Since police have been at our disposal? No. And Black people handled it. So what I'm saying is that we are stronger as a community and we can hold ourselves accountable. Not once do you need to call the police unless you are in dire physical danger, right? If someone is just I've seen people call, because somebody is trying doors on the car, they want to call the police. And I'm like, just tell them to stop. Try that first, right? Because a lot of them are just young kids that are terrified. If somebody saw them, put a flashlight on them, they would run home. But we don't have that anymore in our society. We just have I'm going to call the police. I want to get this he going to get that little, and I'm like, that child's not trying to do anything to you. So that's what I mean about grace. That's what I mean about justice. Fix the problem instead of just pushing the problem onto another. Because no one comes out of let me not say no one. Most people don't go to prison and come back better, more integrated in society, higher achieving. Most people do not have that path. But there are some people that do go through a transformation when they are locked up, but that is not what being locked up is about. That's not they go against the process. They are not the rule, they are the exception. So we want to put people in a more broken system and then be like, well, we hope for the best when they come back. No, why would they come back better?
Well, and if they don't get any help, they usually come out and go right back because that's what they're used to anyway. And they can't even survive in the world anymore because they don't understand the world anymore. So I received that. But my question is, has this path ever gotten too heavy for you? Because it's heavy on me, and we just having a conversation. So I'm just asking. And, I mean, think about it. I mean, it's got to be. You're talking about revamping a whole system that's been. Yeah, that's like been indoctrinated into everybody who lives, right? You're really talking about. You're talking about. Yeah, you're talking about something that's really, you won't see it in this lifetime.
But that's okay. Everything that I do, everything that we're doing, it's not just me, but the work may not come together in this lifetime, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that it shouldn't be done.
I agree.
And you're right. It is a big systemic issue, and it is, in my opinion, it's more than a systemic issue. The systems just show it, but it's an entire white supremacy culture issue in the United States. We have this system, this culture in the United States that white is normalized, black is othered, and as long as we have that, where black is other, black is marginalized, women are marginalized because men are normal and women are not. Like, as long as we keep having those things, we will keep looking at people as less than. And that will mean that we can use their bodies for whatever we see fit. So
is that about the whole pro-abortion, pro-life, so many, it's just, you're talking about, like, how could this work not be heavy for you?
It's, it's heavy, but it's heavy and validating.
Okay, I receive that.
It's validating. So I feel at the end of the day, I can write my name on the day and sign off. That's why I sleep well. I'm like, I am tired. So, and that's okay. And I take good rest. I have 6 weeks of vacation and 4 paid weeks off. So I'm like, whew, it's time for me to go somewhere, y'all. So yes.
To serve in an executive leadership, in justice-centered nonprofit work, what does that responsibility really mean to you? Because, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's it seems like it's really like a lot of hard work. And I don't know if you get a lot of reward back for it.
So I do get reward.
Okay.
There are places that there's work that I do, that my team does, that we do as a group. Okay. Where we sit in spaces and I can see people changing right there in the moment. I can see you change. Okay. I can see you open up. I can see someone get a nugget from this person over here.
Okay. That's fair. I get that.
That opens you up. So we did a book club on Little Book of Race and Restorative Justice. That's a heavy book. It's written by Fania Davis, Angela Davis's sister. Okay. It is a book that talks about restorative justice, which is generally a white-centered lens, and how we bring it to blackness, how we include race. Okay. So that's the work that we're doing. It's hard. It's heavy. But when we discussed it, I can see, I looked around and I was like, oh, that's something that you didn't know before, that I saw you write that down, right? It gives people the nuggets. And that's what we were talking about earlier. When we see people and you want to propel them for, y'all need to be doing a little bit more to step it up. Right. That's the work. For me, it's I want to give you an opportunity to step it up. But my work is not focused on them being more productive and I'm not saying yours is. My work is focused on them being more human, more vulnerable, more open, more understanding, and having more grace. So if I can ignite that in you, I've done a good job.
Then what part of this work would feel most sacred to you then?
The part of this work that feels really the most the most connected to me as a person is really the work with the babies. So when I start talking to people about schools and how to, in-school suspension has never helped anyone. Stop doing it. Like, they're not criminals. Having police in schools, it's not helping our kids. Like, things like that, those are things we need to disrupt. So we have some contracts right now in schools, and I love them. Because when you start talking, kids are already restorative. Kids are already restorative. So if you take 2 3-year-olds and they haven't been in school, right? Well, they haven't been in school. They haven't been in a system.
Right.
They're restorative. If one of them breaks a toy, the other one's going to try like they're going to try and work together and do stuff.
I see that.
Right? So a 2-year-old and a 2-year-old are not going to like, this is my toy. I got power. I'm going to go into the, they're not doing that. They just want to be together and hang out. So we got to fix the adults in the system. So when I have a chance to fix the adults or support the adults to a better way, support the adults to a different way of learning, that is the work. I used to have work that I did with people in the criminal legal system. That's not nearly as purposeful for me now.
Got it.
It's really about our children. Because if we can just keep them safe, damn. If we can just keep our babies safe, right? As a community, can we just keep our children safe? Because I don't want my children or some point, knock on wood, grandbabies to be unsafe. So how can we make the world safer? And one way to do that is through the school system.
Okay. That's fair. I see that.
Yeah.
And through the school system, are they more liberal to bend your way? Because what you're talking, okay.
Whew. It's still a system. So it's still a system. And what I've learned with the school system is a hierarchy all by itself in some places.
Okay.
So you can find nuggets in people, and that's what I work with. I only got to have 1 or 2 advocates. People really just want to do the right thing. They just don't want to feel like the odd one out. So you get one that can be the odd one out. That one, you go to school. There's always one teacher that's wearing like the most.
Right.
Like you doing the most. You done bought candy bars for everybody. You got snacks in your drawer, right? Like you're just that teacher. If we can get to that person can change the culture. But you got to have that impetus for the culture change, and you got to give them the skills and the tools. So we have the tools and the skills. We can teach you how to do this work, how to integrate it into the work you do. Okay. But we got to have somebody that's kind of on the inside.
That's already on the inside. Got it.
Yeah. But yeah, the school system is a beast all by itself.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's better than going to the police station. I don't want to do the police. That's not my work. But I will do the schools.
And you probably can see a quicker reward after you get,
Yeah.
Because of the nature of the kids that you're dealing with.
And there's also a play that you can make on people's heartstrings. Like people like their students usually. Like no one goes into teaching because of the money. Right. You go into teaching because you really want to do good. Like you want to. So you already have this connection with these little people, these younger people, these people that you can groom and mold. And so if you have that, I can say, you know what, it's better for them. Because it's just like when they have like these terrorist movies where somebody steals somebody and they're like, oh, we're not going to kill you. We're going to kill your sister. And they're like, oh, I will give you whatever you want. Right. Like, I'll take my own life. But you're going to get what do you mean you're going to take my, like the man that went around and he killed all the people because they took his dog. They killed his dog. That's a whole movie series. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them. But like, we feel a connection when it's someone that's not us and it's someone that we care about. It's stronger. It's a stronger impetus than if it was us.
I get that.
So
I get
when
that.
the impact is on someone else. So they do that in the movies all the time. And I only know that because now I'm in this relationship where I go see all of those crazy movies. I would never have watched those before. But now I'm watching like every terrorist movie.
But why? Why again?
Oh, because my partner likes to see things die. I don't know why. But I relish in the joy. I love a good rom-com. That's all
Me
I
too.
want.
That's all I want to look at. How do you protect your peace?
I have really good conversations with really smart people. Thank you.
That's what you do. Okay.
It is.
Okay.
It guards my heart. It keeps me happy. And my joy is part of my peace. So I enjoy my life,
Okay.
but really bringing in people that are additive, which is hard. It's hard to find additive people.
Out of 8 billion people, right?
It's hard to find additive people out of a room of 100. But yes, it's like, ooh, people just don't want to be additive. But when I find them, I hold on tight.
I think that and that's the part. I mean, the thread here is community. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yes.
Community. That's why you got the .com, right? It was about community. And I think a lot of people miss it now because we don't feel we need that human connection, and that's very scary to me.
Yeah, because it's real easy to hurt someone that you have no connection to. That's what happens on social media, right? Like we can be anonymous. There's no accountability. There's no connection. So I can say a whole bunch of stuff in your comments because I don't know you, right? I can just come after you but if I actually have to say it to your face, that's a different thing.
Right.
Right? And that's why say it to my face is that's a whole vibe.
Uh-huh.
Because that's a connection. Like, oh, now you got to come to me, look at me
And
in the
say
eyes
it.
and say the thing that you want to say. Hurt me intentionally by looking at me in the eye. That's something that most of us would not do. That's
Can't
not in our
do.
character. But even with my staff now, my staff is very young. And this is age-wise. They're just
I'm with you.
young-ish people. So I'm teaching them how to network. Like, how do you go to an event and talk to someone that you have no idea who they are? I do that all the time. But I didn't realize how much of that was lost because people don't do that or didn't do that during COVID. So if you went to college or graduate school or got your first or second job during COVID, you probably have never been to a networking event.
Right.
So, okay, well, let's go out and meet some folk because that's how we create community. And that community creates connection. That connection creates a sense of compassion and humanity. So if we just go out and talk to someone, just say hello. Start with that. Just say hi to people that you see on the street. Give them a head nod if you don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
A little something.
And what is it about the people who, when you say hi, they act like they don't hear you?
That's okay. I'm not saying hi for them. I'm saying
That's
hi
right.
for me.
But
But yeah, you're right. There are people that be like,
I just
my
always be
headphones in.
wondering why they can't just say hi.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. And you'd be like, okay, it doesn't take you that long. And this would be, then it could be a connection. So you're right. There are people that do that, but it's not going to stop me.
no,
So, yeah.
I mean, because I say
I work on that promenade. I'd be like, hey.
Exactly, because when I'm out walking or run, walk, whatever I call myself doing, I'm speaking to people saying hi. And sometimes it's like they're surprised I said hi, which is even a deeper problem. Like, okay, you're not used to people saying hi.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. So on the promenade, which is where I walk and run, people be speaking all the time. They want to have a whole conversation. And I'm like, no, I actually have some place to go. I just wanted to say hello. But I think that it's, in our culture, I think we'll start to normalize again. But I think COVID really did some work on people and the way they interact with one another. So it's like awkward. It can be awkward now.
Yeah. And it shouldn't have to be.
Yeah, it shouldn't. So we just gonna go out and say hi to a few more people every day.
Who are you still becoming?
Is really patience. Don't have a lot of that. I am just so impatient. I want everything right now. Patience, faith, believing in something that I can't see, but knowing that it is coming, and humility. I'm laughing at that one because you know that Kendrick song, "Be Humble." Okay. So that's like my theme song.
Okay.
But for other people.
Okay.
Be humble and sit down. You don't know me. But I am working on actually having more humility because what I have realized is that that's a way to be an example of grace, is to be silent about who I am and listen to others, right? That humility of, there's things I can learn here. There's opportunities for me to take in from you. Is grace, is the embodiment of grace, that I believe that you have something for me.
I believe.
Right? That you can contribute to me, that I can learn from you, that I can be better by listening to you. So really, it's patience, faith, and humility. That is what I am working on.
I receive it 100%.
I'll let you know when I get there.
No, it's a daily journey. It's a
I ain't
daily
lying.
journey.
But sometimes I wake up at 0, and I'm like, oh, I got to start all over.
But at least you know to start over. Imagine a person who doesn't even know.
Yeah. So starting over is I am privileged to be able to start over, right?
Right.
I woke up in the morning, I'm privileged to be able to have another chance. So that is what I'm working on, to be a better me going forward. We'll see how it goes. Stay tuned.
I love the awareness and the thoughtfulness about humility and being able to understand other people's perspective and understand their purview, which I think, just going to go off on a quick tangent, is what's wrong with our Congress. Is so many people that have no concept of how the rest of the world is living, but they are making so many decisions based on their only narrow purview. And it's like, how can you really, I think it should be almost a requirement that as you have a state senator, you have a group of people from different areas of that community and get their perspective as well, because your purview is limited.
I had this dream once about...
You had a dream, Martin? Okay.
I did.
Okay.
Martinique. So about what it would look like for us to actually train people up in leadership to be political leaders. Because right now people just run. They're just like, oh, there's a vacancy. It's Tuesday. I'll put it. I'm like, but what if you knew how to be a restorative leader, to be a servant leader, to be a graceful leader, to have some patience and humility in your leadership, to listen to others, and not for quid pro quo, but for actual interest and, acknowledgement of their needs and to help them reach them. Yeah, I had that dream once. But yes.
You've let the dream go?
Because I no longer believe that political structures is where my gift is. I don't think that that's where my change and my power is. It's really in, because I'm going to just say Congress, the average age in Congress is like 147. So while I'm working on those people, I need to work on the youth. If I can keep the youth safe.
147.
But if I can keep the youth safe, and I can get them through to being adults in a safe way, they can replace them. In 40 or 50 more years, those people will be dinosaurs.
This is true.
So I no longer want to work with 150-year-old people.
Got it.
And that's not where my power is going to be. My power is going to be, I think, my impact is going to be, not my power, my impact is going to be with working with our youth.
At the end of the day, this has been amazing.
Thank you.
I am grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for your perspectives, which now lead me to another thought process of how I should look at whether you should go to jail or not go to jail. But
that's okay. I'm going to invite you to my book club. And then at the end, you'll be like, oh, we got trauma. We need to do some healing. We'll be having a yoga session in here in 2 weeks, y'all.
But it's true. Mm-hmm. And we need those conversations, right?
Yes.
We need those conversations. I mean, that's the only way to healing, right? And it's back to perspective. You got to hear other people's point of view.
And believe that we should have grace. That's the faith part. That's the faith part. Believe that people are actually good, especially people that look like us. We come from good genes, strong genes. They didn't take the weak people from Africa and bring them here. So we have that to fall back on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Again, thank you, Alicia. It's been absolutely a pleasure, a joy. I guess I want to end it by saying, I guess you cannot build community if you don't have the sustainability to do so, right?
Yeah.
And
the foundation,
yeah, that's important. And it's a lot of it's a heavy pill.
It is, but we are strong people. We built the whole country. You tell me we can't build a little community? We can do it.
You're right. We did
built the whole country. Wouldn't be none of this. Like all of it is us. So I firmly believe if we could build an entire country on stolen land, of course, but leave that piece, we can build community where our Black youth feel safe, heard, connected, where we feel safe, where we have grace for one another, where we say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and understand that there's nothing behind it. We just want to make sure you're good, right? We can do that.
That's it.
I'm waiting to see it here. I'm down. You know that.
I'm down too.
So yes, thank you for having me. This has been such a pleasure, and letting me pontificate about all the ideas that I have in my head. I've enjoyed it.
That's what we're here for.
Thank you.
All right, entrepreneurs. Thank you. If this conversation spoke to you in any way, if it resonated with you, I'd just like you to ask yourself, am I building out success on the outside, or am I truly aligned and building it from within? Because at the end of the day, you must start from within to get the outer success you want and will receive. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Again, I'm Tanya Camille. Thank you, Alicia Jones.
Thank you.